Hi folks, this is Josh DeVries. I'm taking you through the INF 1030 Word 1 class this semester here at Northern Lakes College. This is the textbook we're working through, and this is the lesson 1. So module 1, project 1, Surf's Up poster walkthrough that I'm going to be taking you through today. I just showed you the picture of the textbook. We're starting on page WD2. And from this point on, I'm just going to remove my picture from the screen so that you can see the full desktop, and I can walk you through exactly what I'm looking for to complete this assignment. So first step, you'll see my mouse here. This video should be, I don't know, anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes long. First step is we're going to click Start, and we're going to click our Microsoft Word 2016. It'll be under the Office and Documents section under our Windows 10 platform here. We open it up, and we end up in a bumper section. I want you to double click the blank document because that's what we need to work through for this assignment. I like to work in full screen mode, so you click this button here, and it goes full screen. And then we can basically flip the page to page WD4, the first couple pages where how to open up Microsoft Office. So the first thing the book wants us to do is to type Surf's Up with an exclamation mark. That's it. And the book's telling you a whole bunch of things, like this is your styles gallery. This is your document window. This is the pointer where you know information is going to go. Maybe make this a little bit bigger for you on the screen. As we go through it, we're going to put our insertion point 1 down, so we hit enter once. And that takes us to WD5. They want us to push this button here, and it shows and hides basically paragraph marks and symbols. It's actually hidden when you print it, but it's a visual guide to show you what is happening on the screen. Helps for alignment purposes, make sure everything's lined up or how many times you push enter, so on and so forth. So that takes us to the end of WD5. They want us to insert another blank line, so you'll notice this symbol appears twice. So that means I've actually hit enter again to leave a blank line. And it wants us to zoom in with the page width. So to do that, under the view section, you click page width, and notice how it zoomed in even further. So it just makes it easier to read, but it's totally up to you how you actually complete your own assignment. Page WD7, it's talking about this concept of a word wrap, and as I type this, I'll talk about what it means. What it basically means that you don't have to push enter when you're reaching the right side of the document. Microsoft Word itself is just going to automatically put the word, the sentence or the words if it doesn't fit on the next line. So at the bottom of WD7, the big red number 1, it's asking us to type in our first sentence. So let's go ahead and do that. From our award-winning surf school. So you'll notice that this dash here was automatically put in to go to the next line. So that's all we need to do. We then, it's showing us a whole bunch of things. So these raised dots here, for example, that I highlighted, I'm not actually doing that because I hit this symbol. Every time I push the space bar button, which gives us a space between each word, that symbol automatically pops up. It's similar to this kind of backwards P, capital P, if you will, for the enter button. So we're now at page WD8, and they want us to push enter, and they want us to do private and they want me to misspell, or they're showing us how the spell check works. So whenever you see a red line come up in Word, that means you've spelled the word wrong. So if you right click it, it automatically gives you examples that you can pick to fix it. So basically, in any Microsoft Office, if you see squiggly lines beneath the word or a sentence, there's probably something wrong. It doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong 100%, but you should look into it. It could be a sentence fragment, it could be a grammatical mistake, it could be a spelling error. So that's what you really want to pay attention for when you're typing up an assignment, is these squiggly underlines. So that takes us through page WD 8 and 9. So now we're at the top of page WD 10, and we're basically typing in a whole bunch of other information. So private or group, I have to do lessons. Notice there's no periods at the end of these because there are going to be bullets eventually. Photo and video packages available. Reef shoes and surfboard rental included. Sign up for a lesson, call 555. And then they want surf in all capital letters and an exclamation mark again. So that's everything that we're asked to type to say, to type up here on page WD10. This is the first time the book is asking us to save. So we're going to click File, we're going to click Save, and we're going to pick where we're going to save it. So you can't follow exactly because this is going to be, where I would save it. But you should have a location on the computer or your shared student drive where you can save it yourself. So I'm going to save it in my Info Pro, and I'm going to do the new student example work, and I'm going to call it Surfs Up by Josh, and then my last name. So I encourage you to save it with the assignment you're doing, your name, and your student number. So you hit save, it's saved, it comes back. Now you notice at the top it said document 1 before, now it says what the saved number is, or the saved name is. So that's exactly what we're looking for. So now we're looking at page WD11 is, how to navigate Word. So if you use the arrow keys on the keyboard, if you push the button arrow key left once, it'll move the cursor left once. Right once, or up, we'll go to the next line, down, we'll go to the bottom line, so on and so forth. There are some insertion points and more complex key structures that you can read through on WD11. I encourage you to incorporate these as you get more comfortable with Microsoft Office products. To start, they're a little bit complicated, but they do end up saving time once you gain more confidence with the software. So we're at page WD 13 now, and we need to click here, Surfs Up. So we know this is in our insertion point. That's where the thing is, the cursor is blinking. We want to make sure that we're aligned left button for number 1, and then we're going to click the middle one, so align center. So that's number 2 on page WD 13, and it's asking us to center another paragraph. The signature line is to be centered to match the paragraph alignment of the headline. So that means we need to click somewhere in the paragraph to be centered. In this case, the signature line. So this is the headline. This is the signature lines. So we need to click this is the signature line, the very last line, and we need to center that as well to align with the Surf's Up icon there. That's WD14 number 1. Now we need number 2 is the pointer is pointing in the block arrow. We're going to left click on Surf's Up, and we're going to highlight it so that it becomes gray, just like it is in the textbook. So again, this is the bottom of page WD14. And now with it highlighted, we're going to change the font size. So the textbook is showing us that this right here is our font in the font ribbon, quick access. They want us to go right down to 72 just to make it as big as it can, and that's totally fine. Now I'm going to click the undo button, which is this back arrow. It'll just undo anything you've done. I'm going to show you a different way to do it. If you right click, notice a quick access font right here. All the font tools are right there from right clicking it. So you can just go down to 72 there as well. So Does the same thing, but it's just two different ways of doing it. Do whichever way you are comfortable. So now that we have the pointer at 72, that brings us to the end of page WD15. And while it's still highlighted, they want us to click the font. And it says, recently used. So the more fonts you pick, the bigger this category will get. But we need to scroll down. We need to find Rockwell Extra Bold. So it's usually best to just type in what it is that we're looking for and then start to do the arrow keys until you find the one you need. So notice it's changing as I select different fonts. So it's giving you a visual of what it would look like if you pick that font. Textbook wants us to use the Rockwell Extra Bold, so that's what we're going to use. You click it, and then that makes it finalized. On page WD17, we're then clicking these cool arrows here, these capital A, lowercase a. If you click it, it's going to turn it all to uppercase automatically. So you didn't have to actually type it in uppercase like we did. We typed it initially, and now we've changed it all to uppercase, just as a textbook wants it to see. And you'll notice that now all the characters are all uppercase. So that's the end of WD17. With this still highlighted, we're going to click this A here, and that's Text Effects and Typography button. So we're going to click it so that everything drops down. We're going to click that arrow, and as the arrow drops down, we're going to click this A, and that automatically is going to change it to look exactly the way it is on the screen. Now, coming to WD19, we have to click somewhere in the text. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to do exactly the way the textbook is between the U and the R. Okay, we're going to click the shadow arrow, and that's under the home. And we need to click this bucket, and we're going to drop down, and we're going to click orange, accent to darker 25%. So orange, accent to darker 25%. You'll notice it's popped up right there. So bam, that's what we click, and that's how it's going to look. It looks a little bit different on your textbook just because printer colors are going to look different, but that's, where we're supposed to be at this point in time. We're going to flip the page to page WD20, and now we're going to make sure that all of these are selected. And here now, example, we want the mini toolbar to pop up. So I right click. You can actually just kind of like stop moving the mouse and it'll pop up as well. But I find right clicking actually happens faster. So we are actually changing it to Calibri body, size 24, as per page WD21. So we're going to go ahead and make that selection. And then we're going to select just these three. Sorry, the bottom three, and those are going to become bullets. So notice how the quick bullet came up. We're just going to click the bullet button, and then bang, the bullets appear. So we're actually formatting this document as we go through. So that takes us to the end of page WD21. And we've already done the bullets, so that's WD22 as well. You could have, when it was selected, just going to go do the back arrow. You could do the bullets up here in the paragraph section as well, so you don't have to use the quick ribbon. It does the same thing. Again, whatever you would prefer to do is the way I recommend you do it. Now, they want us to put our text, our cursor anywhere in the word expert, and we're going to click the italicize button. So now notice it slanted the word there, and that's what we're looking to do. So that is italicizing a word. You can highlight the whole word, or you can just, for example, put the cursor in any word for surf, and then italicize that as well. I'm going to take that off because we don't want to do that. I'm just showing you how that would work. That brings us to the end of page WD23. WD24 is actually asking us to, again, click the expert button, and we're going to change the color of just this text. So let's see this colored A. We're going to do the drop down. We're just going to do the same orange. Accent to darker 25% so that it matches up top what we did with the Surf's Up logo. Notice how it just changed the color for that word. So again, the same thing could happen. If I wanted to change a word, I could just drop down, pick the color, it's changed again. I'm going to backspace again because that's not what they wanted us to do. I'm just going to do expert, and that takes the end of WD24. WD25 is asking us to highlight this small line here, and again, we're going to do the mini bar, and we're going to change it to size 28 as per the textbook. Perfect. So now it's a little bit bigger than everything else. Page WD26. We're now going to highlight this, and we're going to change the entire text to, again, that same orange color. The text changes to the orange color, page WD26. And then on the bottom of WD26, we're just going to select the group of words, so this 555 surf, just the words, not the exclamation mark, okay, and we're going to do an underline. So there's the underline in the font group, and we're just underlining that section. So all of the text is the orange color, but just 555 surf is underlined using the ability up here. That takes us to the end of page WD27. WD28 wants us to, again, highlight something, so award winning. We're going to highlight it all, and we're going to click bold. Again, in the font group, we're going to click the B, or you could wait for the quick bar to show up, right click it and do it that way. Again, it's totally up to you, however you'd like to get that done. Now they want us to be able to see the whole page at once. So we're going to do view, and we're going to click one page. So you click the view tab, and we're going to go one page, and then see it zoomed out so you can kind of see what it all looks like as we're working through it. The top of page WD29 kind of gives an idea of what colors represent. So give you an idea of, just generally how people perceive certain colors. So for example, red is danger, power, energy, whereas blue is integrity, trust, importance, so on and so forth. So you got to kind of be mindful of what colors you're putting into a document. Therefore, we've been using orange here, but the textbook now asks us to change the color theme. So to do that, under our main header, we have to click design. And then on the very far left, there's something called a button called themes. That's how you know you're in the right section. But what we actually have to click is colors here on the right-hand side, and they want us to click blue. Notice there's lots of different blue options. There's blue warm, there's blue 2, there's blue green, there's green. As you go through it, you'll notice the document is changing colors, right? And that's because it's staying within the color scheme that we're selecting. So the document wants us to pick blue, or the book does, so we're going to pick blue. And now everything now matches up with what we've done. And that's exactly where we want to be for the end of page WD29. Now, there's multiple ways to zoom in on a page. I've shown you one already. View. We could do page width, and that'll zoom us in, right? We could do one page, and that'll zoom us out. You could also, here at the bottom right, there's a plus and minus, and it's a zoom feature. So if you want it super close, you can. If you want it super far away, you can. I don't know anyone that actually works at this distance, but right in the middle is 100%. That's generally where most people work from. But again, if you'd prefer it a little bit less or a little bit closer, it's up to you. So I'm going to leave it on 100% just for the rest of this, but that's what page WD31 is showing us. Now, we need to put in the picture. So we need to click in between Surf's Up and the document. Here on page WD32, it's telling us to go to a Module 1 file section that would go along with the textbook. We don't have that. But what we do have is Moodle. So I've got it preloaded to get to the Moodle class, the INF 1030 Information Processing for this semester. You're going to scroll down, and you're going to click Topic 2, Week 1, Chapter 1. That's what we're working on now. And then you're going to scroll down again, and you're going to see a thing that says Chapter 1 Word Files, Week 1 Lesson. Now, I use Google Chrome as my preferred internet exploration program. You could use Internet Explorer, you could use Mozilla Firefox. Whichever one you want to use is fine with me. Just click the Chapter 1, Week 1 Word lesson files. We need the surfing picture for this project. You'll need the harvest picture for the lab that you'll be doing after this one. But for now, you're going to click surfing JPEG. You click it, it automatically downloads. And here's the key part. You're going to click and drag, hold left click, hold it over the word. You're going to notice your document pop up, hold it over top. I'm still holding the left button. I haven't let go yet. And it's going to appear where that cursor is. So I let go of the left button, and then there's the picture. That's probably the easiest way to import a picture. You can download it, open it, cut and paste it, do it that way. But I'm going to show that way because I think that's the easiest way to do it. So that takes us to the end of page WD33. We've inserted the picture that we need to insert. And now you can see that the book is now telling us if we click and drag this button, it's going to keep the aspect ratio the same. So the picture is going to change size, so on and so forth. That's how we do it. Now, we're going to put that picture in the middle. So I clicked it and I pushed the center align. Now they want this to be about 3.5 inches tall. I'm not going to actually measure out to make sure you've aligned it and measured it perfectly because that gets a little bit tedious. What I'm looking for is that, do you have the proper picture? Is it generally the right size? And have you followed the next steps, which is the most important part. On page WD36, we're going to look at the bottom part to apply a picture style. Number one, it says we have to click the picture. Then we're going to click Format. Then under Format, we're actually looking for the More button. So that's always the down arrow that shows everything. And we are looking for the pointer on soft edge oval picture style. So we got to do soft edge oval. Now if you select them and then don't touch your mouse, it'll show up. So soft edge oval is what we need. So see how it automatically changed the way the picture looked if I disconnect. It makes it look a little bit more, appealing. It doesn't have this big block anymore. It just kind of, makes it look nicer. The next thing we're going to do is page WD37 to apply picture effects. We're going to click the picture again. Number one, again, we're on the format section, and we're going to click this picture effects right here. We're going to drop down. They're asking us to go into glow. So glow is right there. And then we're being asked to do pointer on lime 5-point glow. So again, lime 5-point glow, accent color 6. It's the first one on the right. Go ahead and click that, and it's going to give a little bit of a glow to the image. So that's the end of page WD37. Now we're going to do one more thing. We're going to click the picture again, and this time we're going to click picture effects again. And this time we're going to click the bevel, and we're going to pointer on angle effect. And we're going to click it. So it gives kind of like a nice glow and a 3D kind of angled effect to the image. So it really adds to what the page actually looks like. That's the end of page WD38. And now we're going to enhance the page. So we're going to make it look like further what the document looks like here. So we're going to add a page border. That's the top of page WD39. So we're going to click the Design tab again. Okay, and now we're going to click Page Borders, just here on the edge. And another screen is going to pop up. And now we need to pick the selected style is this one. And we're going to select Automatic, because we actually want to pick the third one right there. And that is good for page WD39. And then we have to turn the page WD40, and we have to change the point to 4.5 points. So we need a pretty thick one, actually. And then at that point, we need to make sure we have the color selected, the width selected, and we're going to click OK. And then bang. There we go. That's what we're looking for. We've got this right here. And we are now looking to change the spaces before and after the paragraph. So when we're looking at the layout section, you can look at spacing changes here. So we're going to have to do, they want that to be 12, so that's a little bit bigger. Insertion point. I noticed something that I need to make my a little bit smaller because I noticed that this was not on one page. But more or less, I mean, this is what we're looking at. And sorry, right here, before gets 12 and below gets 8. So that kind of drops the space down a little bit. I'm not going to get out my ruler and or measure electronically what the actual spacing looks like, as long as it looks like this, more or less, with this color scheme, everything on one page, and you follow through onto page WD 44. Now, learn to surf today. You have to add the word today or improve your form. Now, taking away the word today, you just highlight it and then hit the delete key. So it's just showing you that you can add words and take words away from within a paragraph when you are done. What we're looking to do here is now we're going to actually highlight the reef shoes. We're going to click and drag, and we see how the arrow's up top. We're going to let it go. What I did was I reversed the order of where things are located. Is reef shoes now ahead of photo, and so on and so forth. So that's WD45. Then we look to save it. So we can hit the save button this time because we've already saved it once. And then finally, view. If you're just reading something, you can click read mode. It really cleans up the screen, and you can go ahead and just read it. If you hit escape, it goes back to the screen. So now you're done, and you can follow the instructions to submit this through Moodle assignment, and there is a separate video on how to do that. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me at the following information. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm available to help. All you got to do is get in touch with me. Good luck on the lab once you've submitted this assignment. Have a good one.